Mark Rushton, CEO at STC and CISO, and I'm here this morning to give you updates on our flagship product, COMET. Now, before I do, I need to introduce you to two characters that have become increasingly important in our world here at STC and CISO. On my left side, I want to introduce you to Wreck-It Roy. Wreck-It Roy, this guy here, the red guy, he is an active root cause, a root cause with consequence. And for those of you that have worked with us before, he's the guy that we've spent all of our time chasing. So this guy is the guy that we're going to show you some improvements on today. But I also want to introduce you as well to his cousin, this guy here, Potential Pete. Potential Pete, not so easy to see, a master at hide and seek. He's a dormant root cause. He's the root cause whose life's ambition is to become like Roy. And he's the guy that hasn't caused you any harm yet. And he's the guy that we've begun to develop processes to catch before the bad event actually happens. So let's give you a little insight into some of the developments in the product which are helping make these guys get very, very nervous. Okay, first of all, let's talk about failure type. Root cause analysis, or root cause learning as we call it now, is always something that has been freely available in the health and safety space, but it's been more and more difficult for organizations to consider applying it for different failure types. We've addressed that in COMET with some significant new developments, and key to that is the ability for the application to truly investigate all of your collective worry or failure. And what we've done to do that is to develop something called COMET's Smart Route Maps. And those route maps have been designed to reflect different failure types when they're selected before an investigation takes place. They contain the language, they contain the control measures or the barriers, they contain the preventive and protective measures that you take as an organization to keep yourself out of harm's way. So they help you understand what could have gone wrong or has gone wrong for each of those different failure types. Very, very important in helping make the app relevant to much, much more people. The second thing is that we've considered how we teach COMET, and that's very important for us now as well. We're now heavily invested in human and organizational performance, or HOP as it's better known, now able to deliver COMET learning teams that will help you test your resilience to the inevitable human error that you will have in your respective organizations. We have a broader range of training packages now to ensure that the right people only get the right training at the right time. And then one of the biggest dilemmas, if you like, in the application of RCA, we've taken a much further step to address as well. COMET Lite is now truly COMET Lite. We can confidently deliver for a low-level, low-consequence incident a proficient investigation and analysis process in 1 hour using a single investigator. Very, very important to capture the 90% of failure that, thankfully for your case, doesn't get to that higher threshold of pain or potential pain. And then finally, as it's always been with COMET, we are all about the big data. Very, very important as an organization, not just to stop at understanding individual investigative outcomes, but to understand how they feed into the more systemic issues that you might be having across your organization. Our second generation BI dashboards bring all of that to life for you. They're all already designed by COMET experts to ensure that they point to all of the right trending and analysis to allow you to make knowledge-based decisions going forward with the finite budgets you've got to put things right. And all of this remains free from unconscious bias, from that dangerous silver bullet focus and single case limitations that 5Ys and many of its peers continues to have. The second module that I'd like to provide some updates on today is what we call COMET Assured. And COMET Assured is COMET's response to catching that guy, Potential Pete, that I told you about earlier, that dormant root cause, that root cause that's lurking in your respective organizations but hasn't caused you any harm yet. So COMET Assured has been built to create the audits, to create the inspections, to create the scoring sets, to do all that assurance work for you. But crucially, when you have findings that give you concern or give you a disproportionate amount of angst, you can take those findings, you can cluster them sometimes, and you can take them through a consistent COMET process to not just deliver the what, but deliver that elusive why, from which you can start to build preventive, not just corrective actions. Next, on the COMET roadmap, I want to talk about all things AI. Unsurprisingly, AI will be in all of your worlds right now, all of your inboxes. It will be a hot topic of discussion in all of your offices for good reason and for other, and I want to tell you how we're using AI to make your COMET experience a better one. And there are two ways in which AI will influence COMET going forwards and has influenced it to where you'll see it today. And the first one is in the core product itself. This is something that's relatively new in our world and certainly is new in the world of investigation and analysis systems like COMET. And that is to use AI to expedite the process for us human beings, to make it simpler, to make it better, to make it quicker and more accurate for us to complete often complex investigation and analysis processes. And the way in which we're doing that is we're using latest generation OpenAI technology to recreate investigations from incident reports, to help with executive summaries, to help with investigation detail, to help to map out timelines, to do all of those time-intensive things that you human beings have to do and have to do well to guarantee a rigorous and proportionate outcome. The second area where STC and CISO are using AI successfully is in the delivery of our flagship AI-led analytics platform, COMET Signals. COMET Signals evolved as a result of a 2-year intensive R&D process with 6 valued global COMET clients, the HSE themselves, and with our partners at Lloyd Register to create the first AI-assisted analytics platform that could deliver root causation. It's been a fascinating journey. It continues now at pace. We have projects in energy, in power generation. We have them in rail, in construction, marine and ports, and even in steam, where we're able to take large sources of often unstructured HSEQ data and deliver insights using the COMET Signals platform. COMET Signals marries data management, BI, and AI seamlessly. We are confident that very soon the full predictive capability of COMET Signals will be fully revealed. The final development I want to touch on today is the evolution of the COMET Incident Management module, which will finally take COMET to a place where it offers end-to-end incident management capability. From reporting to classifying, to understanding immediate corrective actions, through to your investigation process, your root cause analysis, your preventive action creation, and your preventive action tracking. COMET in Q1 2024 will have the ability to take your process and manage it truly from end to end.